Brodes Media.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Real quickly, if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Over on Twitter, @Brodes81. That is my personal account. You will definitely enjoy the follow. I guarantee it. Do that as well. And with that being said, enjoy the show. What is going on, everyone? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. The last we spoke was after the Mets series, and I told myself the last we spoke about the Phillies in podcast form. Of course, we talk about it on Twitter every night. We talk about it on Coffee with Brodes every Monday through Friday morning at 9 a.m. here on YouTube. So we do discuss the madness, but since a full pod has come out, it's been that Mets series, and I told myself, okay, you have the Orioles, you have the Pirates, let's get to the Atlanta Braves. We will reset at the Atlanta Braves and then go game by game and let it ride, because we know that's where the money's made. We know that's going to be so damn explosive and so damn meaningful to try and slip into the postseason. But here's what I do know as well. The last handful of games has me nuts. You can't keep me composed when I'm watching Hector Neris throw 41 pitches and tell Joe Girardi, no, Joe, this is my game, Joe. And then he gets the last down, he bangs his knee on the first base. Bang! Hector! Clutch Hector! When Didi's going lefty bombs to give the boys the lead and Citizens Bank Park goes crazy. I need that! And I have to give a lot of props to Joe, because Joe said if we're going to win baseball games, we need Didi to get going. Everyone's like, take Didi out. Put in Freddie Galvis. Put in Ronald Torreyes. Put in all these guys. And we'll get to Ronald Torreyes' bomb the other day in just a minute. But you're right, Joe. If you're going to win baseball games, Didi has to hit. If you're going to win baseball games, JT Realmuto has to hit. That's reality of the situation. So the fact that Didi lefty goes yard like that, holy hell, I almost collapsed. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned for about 7 seconds of real time. And I want to get the numbers for you because it really, truly is that mind-blowing. I believe Scott Lauber was the one that I saw had the numbers after that moment went down. A lot of people did, but I think Scott Lauber was the one that I saw. Here you go. Just in case you thought you understood baseball, Didi Gregorius, who has been hitting 148 with 259 slugging against lefties this season, hit a 3-run homer against Pirates lefty to give the Phillies an 8-6 lead. I mean, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my damn life. It blew my head. It blew my head off my body. Ridiculous what this team's doing right now. You blow a save, you win a game. You go down 6-0 because Aaron Nola stinks, and then you win that baseball game. Now, granted, the teams you're playing are miserable. We knew they were going to be miserable, though. You have to play the team that's in front of you. It's not fun. They're making fundamental mistakes. The other team, that is, right? Why pitch to JT Realmuto? This is going back to the first game against the Pirates. Wait. No, this was the second game against the Baltimore Orioles where they won in the 10th inning. Why pitch to JT Realmuto with the game on the line instead of intentionally walking JT Realmuto, which you just did to Bryce Harper, to put Andrew Knapp up at the dish? Andrew Knapp blows. And if he beats you, fine. You tip your cap and say, we lost to Andrew Knapp. I'll do that any day of the week over JT Realmuto, who has been struggling all season long. But seriously, I mean, this is basic knowledge. The Orioles try and lose. The Pirates try and lose. They're fighting with the Arizona Diamondbacks for the draft picks and who could have the worst record. They're tanking. They're losing on purpose. The mistakes that they make, the Baltimore Orioles, it makes no sense. So this team is giving you opportunities, right? You see the same thing with the Pirates, all over the map, pitching bullpen game after bullpen game. Balls are getting through that shouldn't. They're a nightmare. So some of it, is because of that. You won't get away with those same mistakes and those same issues facing maybe the Atlanta Braves, like Didi Gregorius, right? I just praised him for the outstanding ability to hit the baseball. By the way, he hit the ball good, too, in the first game against the Pirates where they came back down 6-0. He hit a home run. So there's life to him. If you can't make a simple play at shortstop, though, and now Freddie Freeman's up, or Ozzie Albies is up, it's a lot different than Joe Schmo, who shouldn't even sniff the major leagues. So that's where, I go back and forth. But ultimately, I can't deny this. I'm having goofy fun. All right, I'm having goofy excitement. Hector Neris, you name it. Like, I'm having fun in this silly, goofy way. Watching the scoreboard. Look, it's September 25th. I'm recording this Saturday morning, September 25th, and I'm watching the Padres last night. Oh, they have to play that suspended game, and it looked like the Padres were in control, but Atlanta ties it up. But Fernando Tatis Jr. hits one, baby! Unfortunately, the Padres lost the actual full game that they played last night. So as we stand right now, the Phillies are 1.5 games back. But how ironic. Do you know who's pitching for the Padres today? Our good old friend, Vinny Velasquez, is on the mound to try and help out them Phils. Oh! Why do I smell a 2 1/3, 5 earned run type of outing? The same typical Vinny V outing. We'll see, though. I just think that's so damn funny. What else is funny? Kyle Gibson's hitting home runs. This makes no sense. This whole entire journey is one of the most mind-numbing things I've ever experienced in my life. And since we're on the track of looking up some stats here, Jason Stark. Oh, hold on. There's a Y in his name. Jason Stark was discussing on Twitter how ridiculous the Philadelphia Phillies are. The Phillies season makes so little sense sometimes that they've now won their last 4 times they blew 2 saves in a game. Of course they have. You also go down big, fight back big. And I don't know what to do with that. This team sure has fight, is what I constantly hear. Yeah, but come on. You can't give them credit for fighting back down 6. I think when Aaron Nola, your dude, let's put it this way. All right, this is the perspective you need. If Aaron Nola is getting creamed by the Pittsburgh Pirates and going down 6-0, what happens if you're in a meaningful game against the Braves or a game against the Brewers or a game in a one-game situation? Because Zach Wheeler has to pitch the last game of the season. So what is that set up for if they do slide in and they do have a playoff possibility? Who's on the mound? What happens when, first off, the hitters are significantly better? And second, you have to fight back and crawl back against a team that actually has high-caliber pitching, that's not trying to lose on purpose. It's a totally different atmosphere. It's a totally different mindset. So that's where I'm kind of getting lost and confused with all this, and I'm not going overboard, but it's still silly and goofy at the same time. Bryce Harper's doing Bryce Harper things. You're watching him throw the ball out from right field, flat-footed, and gunning guys out at home. Probably shouldn't have even been sent home anyway, but just the fact that he's doing it all over the field. Some issues, over-hustling, I guess, but trying to take 2 when he shouldn't, and it seems he understood at that time, I got nobody behind me. Didi wasn't hitting. JT wasn't hitting. I have to do everything my own. I have to get on base. I have to stretch this to a double because who knows if we're ever going to get someone on second base again. Ironically enough, though, when he got thrown out a couple times, the one where infield was in, the ball was hit to the second base side, and he takes off for home. It wasn't even close. Dumb baseball. Dumb base running, for sure. Ironically enough, though, he scores from the bases all the way home because of that insane hustle, which is always exciting to see the helmet fly off and the hair go crazy. But yeah, Bryce is just magnificent, and I think it's his MVP to lose. Now, someone who's throwing up MVP numbers, though, just to give them some credit, if you haven't seen what Juan Soto is doing, his last 16 games, hold on, I had a lot of tweets last night, so I got to scroll through. His last 16 games, He's slashing, listen to this, he's slashing 537, 653, 926. Explain this to me. Oh, explain this to me. Ridiculous. Now, of course, I'm not putting that into a MVP discussion. I'm just saying that this dude is how old? This dude is doing what? And I'm hearing this reaction to it. Who cares? He's playing baseball that's not meaningful. It doesn't matter. Okay, let me know who else is putting up those type of numbers, because there's a lot of teams in baseball that are out of it, that are not really in contention here. Let me know who does that. Stop it with that. That's silly. That's just being ignorant. What he's doing on the baseball field right now, Juan Soto, is magnificent and deserves so much praise. But so does Bryce Harper. And it's his MVP to lose at this point. If he continues this way of playing, it's basically inevitable. There's only a handful of games left. Can you believe it? You got 2 against the Pirates left, and we'll reassess after these 2 games, of course. The Braves and then the Marlins, which is always somewhat of a gut punch knowing the Marlins are on your schedule at the end, knowing how much the Phillies really do play down to their opponent at times. And even though they're winning these games, they're playing down to their opponent at times. I mean, you go up 1-0, and you go down 4-1. What else went on? Torreyes had a huge single last night to give them an RBI, but even oh, man, I know I'm bouncing around all these games because there's so many, but if you go back to the first game against the Pirates, where they were down 6-0, when you intentionally walk Veerling to get to Torreyes, which knocked Aaron Nola out of the game because you had to pinch hit Torreyes. My Lord, was that insane. I mean, you gave him a pitch to groove right down the middle of the plate, and you fall down in the count. Where are you going with the pitch sequence? What are you doing to fall behind a Ronald Torreyes like that? Come on now. Think about it. If you're Torreyes, right, you're not just going to go up there and swing right at it first pitch, cracking. It's not Rhys Hoskins or Bryce Harper. If they have a pitch to hit, let's take it for a ride and groove it right down. It's just a high leverage situation. There's a lot of pressure on you. You're a utility guy. You're probably thinking, let's work the count. Let's earn a pitch that I can get. So the first pitch, you probably have an opportunity if you're on the other side to get ahead of the count because he's willing to work the count. Ronald Torreyes, that is willing to work the count. You can't fall behind, putting yourself at a disadvantage if you're the pitcher, where then you have to groove one down the middle of the pipe. Come on. And Torreyes took it over the wall. And then you see the dances, right? You see the dances in the dugout. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A lot of I couldn't believes, by the way. JT in that game had a homer, an RBI single, 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs. Enough with this Knapp garbage, by the way. Enough of this Knapp garbage behind the plate. You see the difference when JT's in there and when Andrew Knapp is in there. Enough with the garbage. It's time to win some baseball games. And speaking of winning some baseball games and putting everything out there on the line, there was a questionable decision in the recent win last night. Going with Bedrosian over Neris prior to, because Bedrosian let the lead go. Home run happened, left a hanging pitch, bang. Destroyed, annihilated, right? It goes back to, you don't have pieces. No Jose Alvarado, no Archie Bradley. So you're losing some of your high leverage guys because they're unavailable due to how much you had to pitch them previously. Bullpen games. Medina did okay in that bullpen game. The fact that you won your most recent bullpen game, anytime you come out victorious with that angle is always fantastic. But ultimately, you drive your bullpen down. So everyone's like, oh, you got to use Neris for 2. You wouldn't even been able to. 60-something pitches if he would have went the first inning prior. I know it's not ideal, but Joe doesn't have options. Joe doesn't have that many options. Would I want Hector Neris to do too? Sure. But to act as if 60-something pitch, look at what Hector Neris went through. I loved it, and it's funny. But at the end of the day, let's be objective about it. Look what Hector Neris did. That's what you want for 2 innings? You just don't have the options. You don't have the guys. You don't have the bullpen. That's why we are where we are. Instead of, oh, Joe's an idiot. Joe's dumb. Joe's stupid. No, the team's flawed. The team is flawed. Think about what you are screaming for. You're screaming for the dude that just threw 41 pitches that had to get out of a huge jam, who's been solid all year long. Let's be real. But this is what, you can't just pitch him all the time. This is what happens. It's unfortunate. It's due to a lack of what's on your roster more than it is anything else. Trust me, if somebody else was available, you're not going to Bedrosian, okay? Unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. What else is? DraftKings Sportsbook. It's been a great start to the NFL season, and it's only getting better at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings is kicking off another week of action by giving all new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $1 in any football game this week and receive $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what. And this football season, all customers can swing big with DraftKings same-game parlays. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code Brodes to receive $150 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any football game. That's promo code Brodes to get $150 in free bets instantly this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You know, this whole stretch of the Orioles-Pirates series, the two combinations of them, it didn't start out strong, right? Here's John Means, who pitches a shutout. Well, he had bullpen help afterwards, but the Orioles pitched a shutout. You can't get to John Means whatsoever. You lose 2-0. Really? You're at home? You're at Citizens Bank Park and you fall flat on your face knowing how big these games are? But I will say, by the end of this, there was some life. There was some juice. There was a crowd. There was an atmosphere. You know, we all talk about what we want, and we want meaningful baseball. But we want it where it's valued. It's energetic. There's life to the party. If you're just doing it because you're holding in there and you're hanging in there, which they are, but at the same time, the last couple of days have been way more exciting than, let's say, the first few against the Orioles and things of that nature. Like, you lose 2-0 to the Orioles game 1, and then it takes you to the 10th inning to win game 2 of that. So, I mean, you were a hair away. You were an inch away from actually falling the first 2 games, which would have been demoralizing for sure. The last handful of tilts have been definitely more on the edge of your seat, but probably because it's been wildly up and down emotional. It just fits the mold of Phillies baseball. When they went down 6-0 to the Pirates, you know what I thought to myself? They're going to come back and win, because that's what they do. They make you feel horrible when they lose and go down to a team that they should annihilate. And then they creep back in. They crawl back in. They hit a homer in the 4th. They hit a double in the 6th. They get a 3-run bomb in the 7th. They take the lead in the 8th. And that's right what happened. Then they probably blow the lead and then win it in the 9th or something along those lines, right? That's the hypothetical sort of games that we have been accustomed to seeing consistently this year. Now, we do have to update on Odubel Herrera. He hit one off the wall. He admired the hit, didn't get to second base due to a lack of hustle, and then he had an ankle injury. You can have your opinion on Odubel Herrera based off of what he's done in his life, but I'll tell you what, he's important to this lineup. If you're going to win, you need Didi. If you're going to win, you need JT. If you're going to win, you need some sort of production out of Odubel Herrera. He had 3 hits in the win, 12-6 win against the Pirates. He had 1 hit in his 2 at-bats yesterday. He's giving you hits. He's got a hit against Baltimore. He got a hit against both games. The first 2 games against Baltimore, he had a hit. Like, you just think about where he's at so far in September, and there's been some struggles, don't get me wrong, but 1, 2, 3. There's been 4 games where he hasn't gotten a hit. Other than that, 3 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit. At one point, he went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-game hitting streak. He's been stringing them together. in September where he's at least been getting a hit for you. Some of those games 1 for 5. So I'm not blowing this out of proportion like it's anything world-beating here. But your options are very limited, all right? And you don't have that much. And you need Odubel Herrera in this. You need everybody. Like, there's no room for error here, okay? I'm not trying to blow it out of proportion exactly on what he provides, but you don't have any room for error. This is it. This is your team, and everyone has to pull their own weight. Everyone has to play their version because you almost need to be perfect in every way to even hang in there. That's what it comes down to. Every player has to be perfect in their brand of baseball for you to have a fighter's chance. Crazy, isn't it? I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Neris, no. Ian Kennedy getting out of there? No, not really. Ian Kennedy got himself a nice how do you do there last night. He threw 20-something pitches, though. Just something to keep an eye out on with his pitch count. Yeah. Here we go. We're on it. We're on the seesaw, if you will. A little Mark Zumoff. We're on the seesaw. And we'll see what they do today. We'll see what they do tomorrow. And then we'll retouch before we get into action against the Atlanta Braves, where we will obviously go game by game. I get all these comments. Brodes, would you give up on this team? How sad is that? Really? You think I go through 150 games and I'm giving up on the last 8? Absolutely not. I'm just waiting for the right moment. There's a lot going on. You got the Eagles coming back. You got Eagles post-game reactions. You got press conference podcasts. You got the 76ers with Ben Simmons. Trust me, I ain't giving up on the Phillies. I just got to structurally maneuver through all the news and properly put out what the hottest topic is. Not all those games were just the sexiest, most conversational in the world, but as we're inching our way closer back into, the excitement here of Red October and we're talking about the fightins, yeah, I'm here. Don't you dare question that. Hey, you would know if you checked out Coffee with Brodes Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. because we talk about it every day. So with that being said, thank you all so much. You're the best. I love you. I'll see you next time.